Okay, we're at episode 9 of Love You Teacher. Before I start, I must always tell you that by the time you're seeing this on YouTube, it will be a couple months from now. Meanwhile, it will be on Patreon the same day that it came out. You want to see this early access, the link will be in the descriptions below. The same edits on YouTube, the same edit on Patreon. So without further ado, let's talk about episode 9. Now, remember we left off in episode 8 where we are on the journey to go to Son's father's house because we need to find some stories on what's really happened, why we're not seeing him. But here's the thing. The person that's driving is Meg, and he is with Solar. From the knowledge that they gained from the letter with the address and whatever they know, they're trying to go by Google Map. Again, Solar doesn't know nothing about Son. Hell, nobody knows about Son's father. They are clueless. Okay, on their way, they hit a bit of a problem. One, they don't know where they're going. The map they're following is completely wrong because Solar pinpointed the wrong address and they were reading it wrong. Secondly, their car broke down and they waited for someone to repair it. It's repaired, but now they're in a bit of a dilemma because now they don't know where to go. So they're here thinking, what the hell should they do? They both got a little disagreement on the locations, and Solar got a bit sad saying it's his fault. He didn't know what he was doing. Meg literally hugged him to comfort him, saying it wasn't anybody's fault. Hell, nobody knew what they were doing. They don't know the person. They don't know where to look. They are trying. Meg said that during this old time of knowing Solar for 70 years and going back and forth of being Solar and Son, there are certain things that he's starting to learn about Solar. I mean, he's been with Solar for 7 years, but ever since Son started coming out, he's getting to know new stuff about Solar that he never knew about. Like, for example, Solar is very sensitive when it comes to many topics. He never was like that before, but for some reason he's acting very sensitive now. So they went to an Airbnb and they got themselves a nice room. It's a very nice room. And then Solar went to the bathroom. A couple seconds later, he started screaming. Meg went in, sees that Solar was on the ground pointing on the rooftop, and they saw a gecko. Of course, Solar is scared, but we didn't know that Meg is also scared. So they're both scared of geckos, right? So while they're screaming their hearts out, just like that, Son comes. Normally, we'll always sleep, then wake up at another person, but for some reason, this scare actually brings forward Son. So Meg was like, okay, dude, are you scared of gecko? If not, help. They're both scared. At this point, both Solar and Son are scared of geckos. I don't know how they got rid of it, but they got rid of it. Later on, Son got to sleeping with his lion Solar, and adults are talking. So Meg told them exactly what happened. They told them that Son came when they got scared and yelled, which shocked both Z and the principal because they're so used to Son sleeping, wake up on Solar, Solar sleep, wake up on Son. So all this thing is getting so new. It's like everything is changing. Meg even tells them the thing that he's noticing different from Solar. Ever since Son start appearing, there's so many new things that he knows about that on Solar. And even though they've been in a relationship for 70 years, it's like these things that he's learning, they were all hidden with Son. Anyways, Meg revealed to them that they were in the wrong location and they were following a wrong map, so they got lost a little bit. So they end up saying that this place. The principal said that they should have followed the address on the letter, but then revealed that the address on the letter is right, but the problem is the father for Son sold that place and went to a different place, saying that he owns like a orange orchard or whatever you pronounce that place, a farm. So now the question is, where is the farm? Luckily, I believe the principal has been a spy in her past life because she says she knows where that is and gave the address. So now they have somewhere to go. Jesus. So this is Sun's father. His name is Sarun, and the local seems to be okay with him so far. Anyway, some guy came to Sarun telling him that some people is here to see him from Bangkok, which in his mind he thought somebody delivered something because he's expecting a delivery, but he doesn't know who to expect. Anyway, Shadow went to meet the people that came to see him from Bangkok. Turns out to be Meg and Solar. Or is it Sun at this point? Because he has a backpack or something. I can't tell. I'm telling you, I'm getting confused to know who is who. But anyways, the man was mostly focused on Solar or Sun at this moment. I don't know if it's Sun or Solar. And immediately he saw, but you think he recognized because he ran away. Okay, so while the man was running, Pomek and Solar ran after him. Yes, it was Solar. I kind of remember now. This was Solar. Or was it Sun? I think it's Solar or Sun. I don't know, but they ran after him. The man stopped because Solar/Sun called out Pa, as in it means father or dad. And that got him stopped in his tracks because in his mind, he doesn't know who this person is. Okay, so they went to the father's place and they sat down and there was a gecko. Remember, Palmek and Solar are not fans of gecko. And they screamed. Meanwhile, the father is trying to shoo the gecko away. Here comes Sun. Because remember, the scare tactics brought Sun out. Once he saw his father, he was super excited. But the father doesn't know who this person is. Now, because Sun appeared, we had to skip introduction and literally tell this man the situation that we're dealing with here. And even though he is finding it hard to believe, that's exactly what's happening right now. Sun is the son of this man who literally at first was Solar. The father then went to Sun, asked Sun what was the last thing you remembered. Because when he was excited to see his father, the first thing Sun asked was his mother. He doesn't know his mother no longer exists. So if the father tries to let Sun remember the last thing that he remembered about his mother, which was the last time he saw his mother, maybe he could remember. So he tries to remember things, and he told his father the only thing he remembered was walking with his mother on the road, and his mother told him that he was the reason that she didn't have anything in life or something like that, which was very hard because at that point he started crying. Some split of images are coming in Sun's head. That's it. And you think you'll turn back to Solar. Now, because Sun said he has a headache from trying to remember the stuff that he doesn't even remember, the father is like, oh, let me get some medicine for you. In reality, homeboy was trying to escape from this situation. Now, when Pop and Son was trying to stop him from running away from jumping out the window, the man literally said he's not staying here to take responsibility for Sun/Solar because he is too poor to take care of him. Bear in mind, when he first saw them and he ran the first time, he said he thought they were debt collectors because he owes a lot of money. So while he ran, Solar/Sun tackled him and caught him. And everyone was kind of watching because, they were too bored. Something exciting must have happened or should have happened. But anyways, Solar/Sun basically told the man that what he did was not responsible. For a person who has his son, he never once went out to actually find out about him, try to communicate to him. And he also dropped the letter to him saying that he read the letter and he's very disappointed for a person who is supposed to be his father. He never once tried to reach out to him. And he get it. He doesn't want to take a responsibility, but he should also realize that the only family that Son has right now is the father, and not even the father wants to be with him. Now, I think it's safe to say this is Solar, and Solar doesn't want to be around Son's father because at this point he's not the person that he thought he would. So he's like, let's go to PubMec. But when they were leaving, the man stand up and say they should wait and that they should follow him to his place because he has something to give to Sun/Solar. When they got there, the father gave Solar a box saying it was meant for Sun because the mother was the one that left it there. When they open it, it's money. Now, Solar thinks the father just buying his silence so they don't meet each other, so he wanted to walk away. The father then said because Solar/Sun thinks he's the reason why the mother was the one that's gone. He thinks he's the main reason that happened to her. But the father said he was never the one to blame himself. The father feels like he is the reason the mother is gone. Basically, they both feel like the reason they are gone is the father, is both of them. The reason why the mother is gone is both of them. They both cried because they couldn't save the one person that they love. So son couldn't do it, and the father blames him because they did work and a lot of things that caught up that he couldn't do. So he blames himself. So it's basically each one of them blames themselves when it's none of the reason. So, see, the thing is, the father and mother worked at the same production company, and they were both working on the same thing. But everything changed after the mother got pregnant, and they laid her off from work. But also, the father was also struggling at the same time, trying to make money as well, because what he's working on, I think he was doing toy stuff or something like that, and his work wasn't going as great, but he's making little to no money, actually. The mother was very frustrated and actually mostly devastated, because as a mother and you have a child, you're mostly focused on that child. So they ended up replacing the mother, which basically this is her dream job. And the fact that she lost it, it not only put her self-esteem down, she got depression, she got a lot of things going on for herself. It got to a point where the mother would shout at son, to the point that Solar mother hears, teacher Prene. She told the father that she heard commotion in the house. The father went inside and saw a broken plate, and apparently the mother is not arguing, but cursing son, because apparently she gave him the plate and he dropped it, and she took the frustration out on the son. See, the thing is, what parents don't understand is that when you have kids, it gets frustrated when they don't do the things that they want you to do. Like, they know the right from wrong and they're trying to teach you, but you're taking a little too slow to grasp that understanding, which makes it even harder for the parents, which makes it more to get frustrated. The father said that during that time he can see that the mother was struggling mentally and tries his best to keep her happy, but also the person that's actually affected by this is son, because his mother is putting out a lot of frustration on the poor boy. So the father tried his best to get the mother back into the job that she loved. The father went with his wife and son to beg the producers or boss or whatever to get his wife back the job. Everything seemed to be good that she was getting the job, because he agreed, until it wasn't. Because when they started talking to her privately, it turned out that they were just talking to her that he didn't want a commotion the way the father was begging like that. So they personally talked to her and said that even though she was good, it's like new generation. Generation is going to grow up and they're going to find the entertainment thing that she does lame. Remember, the more you get more new generation, the more new things pops up. So a lot of things that you used to think that was great turns out to be old news or old toys or stuff like that. So they need to go with the flow, the new generation. Unfortunately, sadly, the mother did not get the job. The father sees how devastated his wife is and tries to reassure her that there will be better days, that she can get another job just like what she wants. Even son tries to cheer her up. But as you can see at this point, it's just a little too late, because right now she is at this point of give up state. The father was on a call and he turned his back for like 1 minute, and next thing you know, he heard a car crashed. When he looked, his wife was on the ground and his son was on the ground. Unfortunately, the mother never made it, but the son seemed to show a sign of life. Luckily, he's okay, but he ended up in the hospital. Again, the wife did not make it. My question is, how is it the car is there and I don't see the owner of the car coming out and apologizing? He's just in that car. Like, that's the part that I didn't see. Or at least show us that you filed a police report on this person. That should have been great. But I guess that was too much of the story, I guess. Solar said he was there. He only remembered bits of pieces, but that's all he can remember. Of course you were there. You were the puppet. Of course you were there. The father then continued that son was in coma the whole time and he never once woke up. The doctor told the father that the son was out of danger, it was good. At this point, he should have woken up, but no one had the answer why he never wake up. Even teacher Prani came to visit, which is Solar's mother, and she started saying read stories to her, keep him company. Meanwhile, the father is breaking down because he lost his wife and he fears he's gonna lose his son because his son won't wake up. And at this point he's devastated, he doesn't know what to do. He has visited a lot, but what I can't get is why did he disappear? Why did he not stay? Okay, so here's the reason why the father did not stay, and I knew, I just didn't want to know. So one day the father came, a miracle happened. Son wakes up, but when he opened the door and saw son talking to teacher Pranay, turns out he didn't introduce himself as son. In fact, he doesn't know he is son. He introduced himself as Solar. So when the father heard that, and then he looked at Teacher Pranay, assumed that Teacher Pranay was his mother, he used the opportunity to take his time and leave. He never stayed. He didn't go inside and said, oh no, she's not your mother, I'm your father. He literally at that time left the letter that he wrote at the door, gave it to Teacher Pranay, and just say, you know what, I'm giving up. You take care of him now. Like, dude, all this time you wanted him to wake up, and when he finally wakes up as a different person, you decided to leave him. As in, oh no, I don't want to be a part of his life because I lost my wife. I don't want to be struggling with a person that you should be struggling with, that is your son. You didn't even try to stay with him. You left, making this boy feel like he doesn't have a father when he did. And the fact that Teacher Pranay had to keep that whole secret the entire time is shocking. At this point, I'm disappointed at the father, because if you didn't wanted a child, you shouldn't have gotten one, because I was frustrated. Looking at the situation now, the father regrets ever leaving son at the hospital, and he still blames himself to this day about his wife's passing. I think looking at it now, I feel like if son never appeared again, maybe the father would have just still be far away from him. But knowing that son is back and forth with Solar and Son, I think it's good because we get to see a little bit of closure happening here. The father gets to talk to his son, his 7-year-old son, in an older body, but he did get to see his son, not the son that he knows though. Solar sat beside son's father and went into the box and saw a picture of son's mother and father together, but behind that picture was a key. He asked the father what the key is for, and the father said it's a key to a toy box or a something box, something that the mother put there, but she never really realized what it for or where the box is. Luckily, Pobmek and Solar actually brought that box, and they opened the box and they saw a book where it's kind of like a diary where the mother writes her feelings in that book. She writes in the book saying that ever since giving birth, she feels like she's worthless and she means nothing to the family. She tries her best, but it's like she put her anger throughout the whole family. She's literally on depression, and she feels like she doesn't belong in the family. She tries to end herself, but realize that the people that keeping her alive is her husband and her son. So she tries to keep her sanity because of these two people. But each time she tries that, she always lashes out her anger on mostly her son, which is something that she never wanted to do. Now, remember when the mother yelled at son saying that he was the reason that she never have anything good in life? Well, she realized that what she said hurt son and made him cry, and she started to apologize because she never meant what she said. She sees that son won't stop crying, so she used Lion Solar to apologize for her. Knowing that Lion Solar is Son's favorite toy. That until this day, right now, it is his favorite toy because it's his only connection to his mother. Anyways, she apologized through the puppet and he forgave her. And I think that was when the accident happened because a car was coming, and as a mother, she pushed him out of the way to save him. She then said that through her book that she cared so much about her son and her husband, she neglected caring about herself. And I think that was when she started thinking about herself and save her son. I don't think that's the way it works, but I think she was being a mother or superhero at that point. Now, after reading the book, Solar looked at Saturn and said that he remembered everything during the accident and said that they shouldn't feel at fault for what happened because the mother would not like to see them unhappy. He also said that the mother was very happy with them and she never once blamed them for anything. One thing I can say is the father gained a second son. He had Sun and he has Solar. I'm glad this episode gave us a background on the mother to see that the mother was never the evil witch as we thought. And actually, she was going through a lot, but she was a loving person. I honestly thought that she was a cruel mother and she treated her son wrong. But I think ending of episode 8 and 9 brought me to understand what really happened. So Solar is asleep and Pubmet went to talk to the father. The father thanked Pubmet for taking care of Sun/Solar. But in actuality, Pubmet said that Solar is the one that's been taking care of him, which is true. He has been the one taking care of Pubmet. Anyways, the father said if they're planning to stay or the next time they plan to come back, he gave them a list of places that they should actually tour around while they're there. So that's cool. Okay, so after talking to the father, Pubmet went to the room and noticed that Solar isn't there. He looked through the window and saw Solar with the puppet. When he sat down, Solar looked at Pubmet and said he doesn't really understand how Sun even knows how to use the puppet. So Pubmet said that's because you two are two different people. Sun is Sun and Solar is Solar. It's just a different way of how you two work. Sun is different from Solar. Even though we get to know that's the big reason, I think Solar tries to understand Sun in the way how Sun is trying to understand Solar. But in order for that to happen, they would have to see each other's face to face. Palmet then noticed that he doesn't see Sun for a while, and he's asking what happened to Sun. Solar said that Sun has decided not to show up anymore. He decided to become one with Solar in his heart. Basically, he's saying that Sun decided that he realized that he shouldn't exist. Because I've been saying it that Sun already passed with his mother. Now it's Solar. Solar said that maybe the reason Sun decided to stay is because he sees that he wants Solar to be happy with Pobnek and actually be in a relationship and continue this relationship. Again, can you imagine Sun has to grow up in this big body trying to make sense of this relationship? No. Sun understood the situation. He knows that he's not supposed to be in this time anymore and let Solar continue, meaning there won't be any Sun anymore. They have come to a conclusion that there will not be any more Sun. We won't be reverting to Sun anymore. Sun is over. And don't ask me how Solar decided that, or Solar come to a conclusion that that's what's happening, because I don't know. It's just something that he feels within his body, mind, and soul that Sun is not going to show up anymore. Now, Saturn may have lost his actual original sun, but he has gained one through the original sun's body, Solar. He even did many things that the father couldn't have done, and he even tells him whenever he's coming back from Bangkok, they should visit sometime, because trust me, he gained a father. Now, while they're helping cleaning, Pobmek decided to ask a stupid question. After many years, he decided to ask the question now. He asked this woman, which one do you do first? Do you sweep first or mop first? And I'm like, Pobmek, out of all these years, you decided to just ask now. Why wouldn't you just ask in like back then. Didn't you have Google? Why didn't you Google that up? Why wait after many years to ask this question? Now, after getting ready to leave and hug the father saying goodbye, they stopped at a store. And the store owner wrote on the chalkboard saying the store owner is asleep. Please pick up what you want and purchase this through a QR code. I'm like, ma'am, or woman, it was a ma'am. But ma'am, I'm like, you're not afraid that someone will steal? Like, how are you this confident in your customers? So on their way back to the Airbnb, they bought like a little card where they would write stuff about themselves or stuff that they love about their partner to each other. But when they got to the Airbnb and Solar went into the bathroom, he screamed. Yes, the same problem, the gecko. Once they screamed and they saw that the gecko is gone, they started wondering why are they scared, but then realized that Solar had the shower going, but he wasn't taking a shower. Apparently Solar pretended to be taking a shower so he can sneak away and write stuff on the card himself. So they basically told each other what they were gonna write instead of just doing all this. Now, after they told each other what they were going to write on the paper, it makes no sense to write on the paper, and so Solar decided that he's going to actually take the shower. Pop Meg, being the brave hero that he is, saying that he will keep Solar safe just in case the gecko comes. But seeing that his man stripped all naked, he decided that he wants to join too. Okay, we're all big girls and big boys here. We know what's happening here, but I don't need to tell you that. But what I do need to tell you is someone pointed out that this scene wasn't scripted, as in the part where they're supposed to kiss is scripted, yes, but the part where the shower turns on, that wasn't scripted. The shower turned on accidentally, because if you watched it, you'll see their expression changed a little bit, but that was not scripted. With that said, I can't wait for the last episode of Love You Teacher, episode 10.